What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So in this video, it's just a recap on what KPA did in the Africa Women's Cup. And in today's video, we'll just be looking at their first game that they played against Interclube. So Interclube won this game 76-50, and this game took place late last year, around November last year. And I didn't extensively look at it, and in this video we'll try to check out everything that you need to know about that game, because as we speak right now, KPA have won the KBF championship. They're headed to zone 5, and looking at their performance here, it can be able to help us gauge how they're going to play in continental basketball. But without further ado, let's just get into it. So, man, this game was actually a rough game for KPA. This is the first game that they started playing. This game, they lost 76-50. And honestly, if you ask me, there was one thing that I saw. KPA are just not prepared at all. And you can look at even the players, the new players they brought in. This is the time they brought in Ifunanya Okoro in there. And she was actually pretty solid, and she played 34 total minutes. She scored 20 points, 47% shooting from the field, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, and 2 steals. And so she had 5 turnovers, just as a side note. And she had a plus minus from -19. So everyone in KPA was off, had an off game. Nobody had a positive plus minus. The worst plus minus in the game was Medina Okot. I mean, she played 22 minutes. 1 point, 0 for 2 from the field, and the only shot that she made was from the line, which was 1 of 2, and she had 10 rebounds. She was all full-on Dennis Rodman in that game, and she had 4 personal fouls, 3 turnovers. So, yeah, and a plus-minus from -26, the worst plus-minus in the team. So, the only players that scored double digits were Jemima Omondi. She played 24 total minutes. 12 points, 35% shooting from the field on 5 of 14, which is actually pretty bad. And she was their main acquisition in the offseason, and it was not a good look. And 3 of 6 from 2-point field goals, 2 of 8 from deep, and she didn't even go to the line. And she had 2 rebounds, 2 personal fouls, 3 turnovers, 2 steals, plus minus from -18. So, yeah, and Ifunanya Okoro, she played 34 total minutes. 20 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 foul. She had 5 turnovers, 2 steals, so plus minus -19, which was not a good thing. And you can even expect the guards that were already there on the team, like Natalie, 23 minutes, played 2 points, 1 of 4 shooting, 25%. I mean, 0 for 3. She wasn't there, and she had a 2-point game, which was actually pretty bad. We had a couple of players scoring 0 points. We got Rita Watch, 0 points. I mean, Rebecca Njoki, 0 points, but she only played 6 minutes. Then we got Charlene, 3 minutes. They didn't get a lot of playing time in there, so they were not able to get their shot off in there. So yeah. I mean, you've got Belinda, 19 minutes, play 5 points. Overall, just a dumpster fire performance. When you have a team that is shooting 34% from the field, I mean, and from 3 is 20%, and 2.4 goals is 15, and you have players scoring 2 points, 7 points, 5 points, 0, 1, 2, 0, 1 points. You're definitely gonna lose that ball game. Even on rebounds, on 39 rebounds. I mean, it was just a bad game to start off the campaign, and this was just right after they managed to make it to the finals at Zone 5, and they lost. So this was actually it was a sad state of affairs, honestly, if you ask me. I mean, this is a game that they just feel like they can try to delete from their minds. But if you look at Interclube had a strong outing. They played pretty well, 50% shooting from the field, 40% from the free throw line, 47% from deep. So they were really knocking down their shots, as opposed to Kenya. Kenya didn't even attempt a lot of. They didn't attempt a lot of shots from the free throw line because we're not even drawing fouls to get to the free throw line. It was only 8 out of 18 shots. And you could see Interclube, because of Kenya's fouling tendencies, you could see they were going into the line and they were scoring. And they scored 40, which was bad on their side, but it was good on us because at least they didn't hurt us from the line. But you can see from three, we shot at the same clip, the amount of shots attempted in the same. But if you look at the conversion rate, you can see 47% from deep is better than 20%. So the KPA team just didn't have good 3-point shooters, and if they were on the team, they're not able to get those looks in there. So it was just the story of the game. And honestly, if you ask me, this team has some players that play for the national team, or players that used to play in the national team. They were there, but they were not even able to give out any production in there. So it was just a funny thing to see. And looking at the way, even on turnovers, see 31 total turnovers. I almost missed that stat. And if you look at the other team, Interclube, 24 turnovers. Okay, both teams had 20 plus turnovers, but you can see KPA were really, really careless with the basketball. I mean, I remember watching this game live, and I must say this was actually one of the hardest games to watch. I was looking at it. I even did a film session just talking about possessions. But if I look at even the amount of bloopers that there were there, they were just it was just hilarious. I know I'll be posting a ton of bloopers on Nderitu Basketball Extra. Please be sure to subscribe to that channel as well, because I'll just be using that as a place where I just post those highlights and bloopers that I've seen during the games. And please be sure to check that out. It's a much shorter, and it's not a detailed video of me speaking. It's just gameplay. You're seeing everything. So but looking at the way these people played, I mean, it was just hilarious. I don't know what the coach was telling them in timeouts, because one thing that I've been very critical of is their coaching, Coach Ojuku in there. I don't think that he is able to adjust in the tempo of FIBA games outside Kenya. Inside Kenya, he's a beast. He dominates. He's very good at picking apart, the other teams. But when him and KPA, the women's team, go outside the country and compete in continental basketball, I mean, unfortunately, KPA just don't have it, and just end up losing. And it's just that's the whole story. I mean, we're not able to find a way to be able to compete and at least contend in continental ball, and even having good plays and sets. Because if you look at the way, even the plus minus, you're having a negative plus minus. I'm not sure if these guys even check out the stat sheet after the games or even check out the footage, because there's so much things that just tell you how the game is played in there. And looking at the way they were being exploited, especially by number 6, Italy Lucas from Interclube. She was having her way in there. She had 18 points, 21 minutes play, 18 points, 58% shooting from the field, and 50% from deep. So you could see this is a lady that knew what she was doing there. She's 34 years old, and you could see the experience in there. We have players that are old in the team, but they didn't have any production in there at all. You could see players that don't even have a basic crossover package. They don't even have basic ball handling skills in there, and that's the reason why they lost. You can chalk it up to the players just not being there mentally. They just didn't know how to, some players just plainly just forget how to play basketball, and you're just getting that situation where you're having a team just scoring abysmal and scoring just pathetically. So yeah, I just saw that, and I just made sure to just point it out, because my God, I mean, what a bad way to start the competition. But I'll be looking at also the next game. They play against Costa do Sol also. I'll just I'll just make sure to, make a video talking about that as well. And also the other teams that they played, because my God, it's like it's a very sad state of affairs. And I mean, it's just embarrassing. Not only are they embarrassing themselves, their franchise, but also the country, because when you go out there, it's Kenya. Like, as long as you're playing for a team that is affiliated to Kenya, Kenya is going to be okay there. So the team name is going to be there, but Kenya is only going to be there because, even from the name, you can see it starts with Kenya. So yeah, I mean, then you have like Madina Okot. She played in Nike Hoop Summit. She just had a similar performance to how she played. I remember she played in the Nike Hoop Summit a few months ago, and she had just had the same production. She had 2 points, 8 rebounds, and in 15 minutes played. And even though this one is no different, as much as we have she's a talent in there, I'm yet to see that, because looking at the footage and looking at the stat sheet, I don't think that she's it. I don't think. This game, but I'm not pretty sure I'm going to look at all the other games. Maybe given the fact that they're going to compete in Zone 5, we're going to look at that as well. So, yeah. If you guys like the video, make sure to leave your feedback down in the comments, what you think. And I'm out. Peace.